Hello guys, it's your boy Anime Squad 101 here, back with another video today. Today we're doing what if Deku had a Halloween quirk. If this goes according to plan, this will be one of my favorite what ifs. But that does mean part 2 might be a bit delayed, because then I have to catch up on some characters and their development. So yeah. I need your help. I need you to put down in the comments which background thumbnail. I don't really care what it's called. I need you to tell me which is better, this one or this one. Yeah. Let's get into the what if. We start this what if when Deku's at the quirk doctor. And, sorry. Oh no. Okay, we start this what if off when Deku's at the quirk doctor. Actually, no. I'm going to start at the beginning. Well, ever since Deku was little, he can see ghosts. Similar to the ghost you see in the bottom left of the thumbnail or whatever. And he would talk to them. And his mom would at first think that he's just talking to his imaginary friends. And then one day, Deku says, "Hey Mom, Grandpa, what should we call him? Well, I was about to say that, but that would just compromise my story. Grandpa Tim said that you were a troublemaker when you were young. Is that true, Mom?" Inko would be surprised because, her dad died before, 7 months before Deku was born. So then she took him to the quirk doctor to see what his quirk is and if it had something to do with seeing ghosts. The quirk doctor the quirk doctor walks in to his the little waiting area that they were in and called Inko back and told Inko that Deku's quirk was a Halloween quirk, that as far as we can tell as of now, he can talk to ghosts, maybe even summon monsters. And we know for sure that he can generate candy out of nowhere. So if you were going trick-or-treating, he would be the house you want to hit up, because he has all the candy that he can think of. Boom, it's there. Inko's just like, wow, that's an interesting quirk. The doctor's like, yes, and it might get stronger, but on Halloween night, his quirk's at his strongest. He is able to summon any creature without drawbacks, which the drawbacks are his energy. Every time he summons a creature, that takes a lot of energy out of him. So yeah, Inko goes home, and Deku's like, "Mom, can I become a hero with this quirk?" And then Inko would say, "Yes, I mean, you would be perfect, summoning creatures to fight, talking to ghosts who the villains have hurt. You could be one of the best heroes ever, Zuko." Deku happy as heck. So then I'm gonna say Bakugou and Deku are friends, and Bakugou doesn't have that much of a shit personality. Because Deku's influence, and he is not quirkless. So Deku does not bully people that much. He still bullies them, but not as harshly and not as often. But he still thinks that he's one of the best. He's not gonna say that he is the best, but he thinks he's up there. Because he's seen Deku and what he's done, and that he can defeat him by having ghosts help him out, kind of predicting his movements and taking over Bakugou's body, and summoning creatures like, I forgot his name, like the goblin you see in the bottom right, which is from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So yeah, now Deku is 13, and he has been drawing pretty well. And then one Halloween, he wants to make a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to say that One Punch Man is a anime in My Hero Academia. He carves out Saitama, like how you see in the thumbnail. I don't know who made that Saitama jack-o'-lantern, but damn, man, you talented. Holy shit. So yeah, then Saitama comes to life, just like the normal Saitama that you see in the anime. Kind of just like does not care and is like, wait, wasn't I just battling the hero hunter? Deku's just like, whoa, another part of my quirk? Saitama? Saitama's just like, yeah, I'm Saitama. Who are you? Deku introduces himself and says, I'm Izuku Midoriya. And you're in my world? Saitama's just like, wait, what do you mean worlds? Deku says, well, in my world, you're an anime. You're an anime character and a manga. Saitama's just like, well, that's nice to know that everything that happens to me and everything that's going on in my world is just scripted by a bunch of people. So then, Saitama's just like, well, why am I here? Deku's just like, what? My quirk or my superpower. I have a Halloween quirk, which means that I can see ghosts and summon creatures, and apparently humans if you make a jack-o'-lantern out of them. So Thomas just like, I see. So then, Thomas sees the game console by the TV. You're like, you want to play a few games? Deku's just like, sure. So they play a few games. Saitama breaking a controller, because that's what Saitama does the best at sometimes. So yeah, if someone that works at One Punch Man, like works on the One Punch Man anime, we need a season 3. We didn't even know what happened to the Hero Hunter. You just stopped it midway. We need a season 3. So yeah, after a while, Saitama's like, I have to get back to my world. Are you able to put me back in my world? Deku's just like, yeah, as he snaps his fingers, and Saitama starts fading away. And Saitama's like, what are you doing? Deku's just like, well, this is how I bring people back to their worlds. I just snap my fingers and they start fading away back into their worlds. Saitama's like, cool. So he is put back into his world. So then Deku tells his mom asks who was that guy that he was playing video games with. Deku telling her that he found another part of his quirk, that if he makes a jack-o'-lantern, he can bring the character or whatever he makes on the jack-o'-lantern, he can bring it to life. Iko's just like mind blown. She's just like, wow. So then, one of the times that Deku summoned, dang it, what was his name? I have to figure out what his name was. This is gonna kill me. Comment. Cause yeah. So then, one of the times Deku summoned Rigaru. Rigaru? Rigaru. I'm gonna call it Rigaru. One of the times Deku called Rigaru tells Deku about Rimuru, and that he should try to summon Rimuru. Rigaru, the goblin's name is Rigaru now, because Rimuru and Rigaru, oh gosh. Well, so then Deku tries to summon Rimuru, and then Rimuru comes into the frame. Rimuru's just like, what? Rigaru, how am I here? Rigaru explains to Rimuru that this was the guy he was talking about that was summoning him and all that. So Rimuru's just like, oh, you're the one who's been summoning. Summoning Rigaru, as he looks around the apartment, seeing that it looks Japanese styled. So then, Rimuru's just like, wait, are we in Japan? As he transforms into his human form. Somewhat startling, Deku's just like, yeah, we are in Japan. Oh, when I was editing the picture, I accidentally clicked on one of Deku's fingers. Well, that sucks. So then, Rimuru just like, oh, this is great. I haven't been here in forever. Deku just like, wait, what do you mean haven't been here in forever? So then, Rimuru explains his past to Deku and Rigaru. I'm sorry if I'm killing that name. I'm so sorry. It's just that I haven't watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as a slime in a long time. I think it was last year. Yeah, last year's when I watched it. So yeah. That happens. And then Rimuru's just like, there must be a way to keep in contact even though we're in different worlds. Because I would like to come here every now and then instead of getting summoned at random. Sometimes I would like to somewhat be able to contact you and say, hey, I want to be summoned into Japan again. So then, they think of something. Deku's just like, wait, I might know someone. And hold up while I try to find something. These are my favorite animes. So then, Ernest is like, whoa, wait, where am I? Did I get reincarnated again? Because I'm pretty sure I was not in a fight or get stabbed. Deku's just like, no, you're in Japan. He's like, wait, I'm in Japan again? Wait, how is this possible? Deku explains himself and his quirk and all of that. Ernest is just like, whoa, that's so cool. Deku's just like, yes, I need to ask you a question or request your help. Ernest is just like, yeah, anything. He tells Ernest about his situation. Ernest is just like, oh, give me a little. Let me go back to my world so I can try to try to build something. Deku's just like, okay, I'm gonna summon you back here in 3 days. As he snaps his fingers and Ernest starts fading away. So Ernest gets right to work on that project. So now we go back to Rimuru and Rieger. Yeah, Rieger was his name. Yes, I remember. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. So yeah. Okay, how long is this? Okay. So now we cut to 4 days. Deku summoning Ernest back over. So then Deku asks if status alive. Well, it kind of has to be for this war. So then he summons Ernest back over, and Ernest is just like, I was able to come up with something. I'm just gonna need like a month to complete it. Deku's just like, okay, that's fine. Can you tell me your plan? As he tells Deku the blueprints of, or shows Deku the blueprints of what he is planning, and then tells Deku that he's gonna add it to the robots. Well, in how he likes to say it, robots, even though I forget what they called it. So yeah, that then he could come over in one of his robots and kind of mess around or help you in a fight when needed. Deku's just like, oh, okay. And then he snaps his fingers. I forgot to say that Rimuru and Rhaegar is back into their world. So then, time goes on. Now, it is the last day of school. Bakugou, the teacher, still comes in saying, alright class, I'm gonna hand out these career aptitude tests. Then he throws them up in the air and says, ha, what am I saying? I know you all want to be heroes. As the class shows off their quirks. Bakugou not getting up on the desk and saying that only he is the one for... Actually, no, he does get up there and say, the only ones that are getting into UA are me and Izuku. You guys are other than us, you guys are a bunch of extras. As the class is just like, what makes you... I mean, you have a good quirk, but that doesn't mean that they'll let you in. With that attitude of yours, Bakugou's just like, what did you say? I'm gonna kill you! But then Deku just talks to one of the ghosts and tells the ghost to possess Bakugou's body, which they do. They have him sit down. Everyone is just like, what? oh yeah, Izuku's quirk and the ghost. Oh, that explains it. So then, everything goes as in canon. Bakugou yelling at Deku after class because a ghost possessed his body, and he's yelling at Deku to never do it again. Then, what was my voice? Then, shoot. Then he walks back home taking the shortcut, which the sludge villain still comes after him. He just thinks he needs someone strong. And then, what the heck is happening out there? Then he summons Ain's ol' goal. Ain's. I'm just gonna call him Ain's because it's easier to say. Which is the skeleton with the staff. He's from Overlord. So then Ain's is just like, at least I'm away from Albedo. As he turns around to see the sludge villain, he's like, holy shit! But he doesn't yell it. He just thinks it in his head because he can't really show emotions because of a default that's put into place. And every time he's about to show emotions, this like green aura comes around him and calms him down from whatever is happening. If he's surprised like heck, the aura will come around him. So then he uses his staff and he uses second level magic and just destroys the sludge villain. He's like, weak. I only had to use secondary magic. Then he turns around to see Deku. He's like, hello, what's your name? Deku tells him his name's Izuku Midoriya. Ain's is just like, you know how I got here. Hold up. Deku explains his quirk and what is happening. Ain's is just like, I see. I'm a bit surprised by this. But I guess that's what happens in alternate worlds. Deku's just like, what's up with you guys in alternate worlds? Rimuru had to get reincarnated. Ernest got reincarnated. You too? Ain's is just like, well, I wouldn't say reincarnated. I would say more of transported, since I was originally a human. But I was playing this VR game. And next thing I knew, the game was going to shut down for good. So I just wanted to stay in the game until it was over. And relish old past memories and good times. But then the game shut down and I was still in the game. Or what I thought was the game. Turns out I was transported into another world. Not the best thing, but it had its perks to it. So then, Ain's is just like, is there a way I could Ain's gives Deku one of his rings and says, wear this and I could speak to you even through a different world. Deku puts on the ring and says, oh, okay. And then he's like, okay, are you able to send me back to my world? Deku is just like, yeah, I can do that, as he snaps his fingers. And Ain's starts to fade. And yeah. Now it is the 10th. I forgot that. Oh wait, no. The second sludge villain attack does not happen. So Deku does not get one for all. I don't know if I'll give it to him, but I really doubt that I will give Deku one for all. So yeah, because that would just make Deku OP. So then Deku tries to speak to Ainz via the ring. Ainz responding and just like, yes, it does work. So yeah, then he goes home, and then he summons Ernest again. Ernest shows him the device. It's a small little phone-looking thing, kind of like those flip phones that they had back in the days. It looked like that. So yeah, they tried to use it. Deku snapping his fingers to bring Ernest back to his own world. So they try to use it. Deku not getting anything, and Ernest not getting anything. So they had, like, if it didn't work within an hour, to summon him back. So Deku summons Ernest back. Ernest is just like, well, that was great. Well, I guess we have to try again. Deku's just like, hold on. As he takes off the ring and just says, see this? Ernest is just like, you got married? Deku's just like, no! I'm too young to get married. But expect it for me. Because I summoned someone new. His name was Ainz Gold. Ainz Gold. Ainz. And this worked to talk to him. And he says it worked via magic. And it's a magic item. Ernest is just like, oh, we have those in our world too. We have magic items. I've never seen one like that before. I'll try to find something, and if I can't find it, I will find something. I'll try to copy it. So Deku snaps his fingers, and he goes back to his world. So then, I should do that. Okay, this might get even weirder. I mean, it's gonna be cool, but for me, it's gonna be weird because then I have to rewatch all these different animes. I don't have enough time until Halloween to watch all the animes. I don't know. I might just end this series after Halloween. Maybe do one more after Halloween, and then put it on hold for a long time until October 1st is when I'll bring it back properly. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing parts to it up until Halloween. Then one more part after Halloween, and then it will be on hold for another year. That's how that's gonna work. Okay, so back into the what if. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. I lost my voice for a while, so I had to lay off for a while and just shove gum in my mouth. My mouse? Where's my mouse? What? My mouth. So that, yeah. So yeah, I'm back. So, where were we at? So yeah, 2 months later, Deku summons Ernest back. Ernest T. Bass. If you watch the Andy Griffith show, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, um, he summons Ernest back. He comes back and he's like, well, I couldn't find a magic item like this in my world, so I had to make it out of scratch. Good thing someone had like a kind of magic to search things and see how it's made. So we were able to remake it. As he holds up 5 rings, he's like, we were able to make 5 duplicates. As he pulls the original out of his pocket and hands it to Deku. It says that he can give the remaining 4 to anyone he needs to. So yeah, Deku brings put Ernest back into his world, and then he summons Ainz and says, "Thank you for your help. I was able to summon a friend of mine, and he was able to replicate your ring." Ainz is just like, "Well, good. But I didn't think it was good. I didn't think you would be able to replicate it. Interesting." So then, he's like, "Can I see these other people you give it to?" Deku's just like, "Okay." As he brings Saitama into his world. Saitama's just like, "Hey, you want to play games again?" Deku's just like, "Sure, right after this." As he hands Saitama a ring, and Saitama's just like, "Oh, what is this?" And then Deku explains that it's something so he can communicate with him when needed. And if you want to come over to my world again, I can do so. And Saitama's just like, "Cool. Did you buy another controller?" "Yeah, I bought 2 just in case." Saitama's just like, "So now we have 3 controllers. You should summon Genos over here. That would be fun to play with him." And Deku's just like, "Who's Genos?" As Saitama's like, "Next time I come over into this world, I'll show you a picture of Genos so you can try to summon him." Deku's just like, "Okay, good." As he summons Rimuru and shoot, how did I forget his name? Garu. Oh no, I had his name and now I lost it. Garu. Yeah. So yeah, that happens. And Garu and Rimuru is like, "Oh, hi, Deku." Or, "Hi." They just call him Deku as a nickname, but they don't mean it as useless and not able to protect himself. So yeah, they just say, "Hey, Deku, what's up?" Deku's just like, "Well, one of my friends was able to make these rings that makes it so that we can communicate to each other, even if you're at your own world." They are just like, "Cool." So then he gives them the rings, and now that he's all out of rings except for his own, he's just like, "Okay, that's all the people I was able to give the rings to." As he summons Ernest back into his world, and Ernest is just like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "Can you make I don't know, maybe 10 more rings?" Ernest he's just like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that. And maybe I can make some for my robot too." Oh, I can see all the possibilities. So that Deku's just like, "Yeah," since he and Ernest get along really well because they have their little rants about knowledge, like how Deku takes notes and mumbling like heck, and Ernesty does something similar. So they are pretty good friends. Inko kind of sees Ernesty as Deku's sibling, Deku's little brother. Since Ernesty is younger than Deku, Ernesty being 12 or 13, and Deku being, well, wait, when's his birthday? So that Deku being almost 15. So yeah, that happens. Then Deku starts teleporting everyone back to the world, teleporting Ernesty, Rimuru, and Ragnarok, Rieger, that was his name. Except for Saitama and Ainz. Ainz saying, "You know how you've been summoning us to your world? How about you try summoning yourself? How about you try going into our worlds?" Deku's just like, "Oh, I never thought about that." Oopsie. And Saitama's just like, "Oh, that would be kind of cool. You would help. You would be a hero of my world, like how you seek hero." Deku's just like, "Wait, I could be a hero in your world too? That's so cool!" Saitama's just like, I guess. But how would I know? I'm just a hero just for fun, just for the kicks. Deku's just like, true. As he snaps his fingers and puts Ainz back into his world. So, Saitama and Deku start playing the video games. So, after a while, Saitama's just like, "Oh, well, I think I have to get back into my world." Deku's just like, okay. As he snaps his fingers and Saitama starts fading. So yeah, that happens. Now it is the UA entrance. Actually, no, a little bit before that. Like about a month before that. Deku. Wait, I have to think of who I want to summon next. Hold up. Deku is watching an anime, and then, dang it, I forgot to pronounce the name. Tamon, no. Oh, before I bring that character in, he is watching the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because why not do this? Because that would be fun. So then he is just like, I wonder if I could summon Yang. So then he tries to summon Yang. Doing so, Yang is just like, wait, where am I? Wasn't I just at the when do I want to summon him and where? Hold up. Yang is just like, wait, where am I? Did I just defeat the Fire Lord? As he sees Deku, he's like, oh, do you know why I'm here? Deku's just like, yeah, I do. And he's like, why am I here? He's like, well, as he explains and introduces himself, Yang is just like, wow, that's so cool, man. Deku's just like, yeah. And then, Yang starts looking around and is just like, whoa, this is so cool. What's that? As he points to the TV. And Deku's just like, well, that's a TV. As he turns on the TV. And Yang is just like, whoa, that's so cool. Since if you haven't watched the Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's not as modern. They do not have TVs. They do not have phones, game consoles, all of that. It's old, like a kind of similar to like a, well, just not as developed as we are in this day and age. Do not have TV and all that. Do not have cameras of any sort, all that. So yeah. Then Yang points to the PS5. No, I mean, this is like 100 years into the the PS 100. And he's just like, what's that? As Deku's just like, well, this is my game. This is the PS 100. You can play all these different games. As he turns on the PS5, and if you've been into like a virtual reality thing, it looks like that, but way better. Everything looks like how you would without a VR headset. Like if you were to walk around your house, you know how it looks realistic and everything, because it is. So it's like that, but 5 million times better. Like if something was blurry to you, even if you weren't in VR, if like you were in the real world, it would look perfectly clear to you, and everything looked amazing. So Yang is just like, whoa, this is so cool. And yeah, then Deku gives Yang a ring, and Yang says like, what's this for? Deku explains that they can communicate through it. So they're just like, so Yang's just like, whoa, cool. And then, they play a bit more on the PS 100. And then Yang says, well, I have to go back. Deku's just like, okay, as he snaps his fingers, and, dang, I just realized that, yeah, summoning's Halloweenish, right? I just realized I haven't used one of Deku's abilities yet, which, well, haven't really done anything except for talk about it, which is his ability to generate candy. So, I'm going to say during the 10 months of training, Deku was working a part-time job at like a candy place where they make candy. And Deku's one of the top employees since he can just generate candy with little to no effort. Hold up. Okay, I have to wrap up this what if since it's getting a bit on the long side. So yeah, Deku is watching an anime. Actually, no, he's not going to be summoned in this part of the what if. So yeah, it is the UA entrance exam. He gets a top score on the written exam because he has Ernest, Rimuru, and they are smart, especially Ainz, in a lot of different subjects. He is really smart. So yeah, he gets a top score, even fixing one or two of Nezu's purposely added mistakes on the exam to see if anyone would notice them and fix them. So Deku fixes one or two of them. Nezu, being somewhat surprised, is just like, I see we have a smart one in this year's class. And then it is the it is the practical exam. Deku thinking who he should summon, thinking of Saitama, but then he's just like, Saitama now in this exam? I think that's a bit overkill. And I don't want to ruin this whole setup city since it probably cost a lot to build it. And it would really suck to be paid to redo the whole buildings. As then he thinks of Rimuru, and he's like, I mean, I'm gonna try Yang, as he kind of communicates through to Yang, not speaking out loud, just having to think. And Yang's like, yeah, I'm free, as he tells Katara and Tuff and Sokka that he's and Aizen. Gosh darn it! How did I forget his name? He was the main villain for a little bit. I don't care anymore. I'll figure that out later. That he's going to go somewhere, not specifying where he's going. As then he is summoned to Deku's world. As he's just like, you ready, Deku? And Deku's just like, yeah, let's do this. As President Mike says, go, go, go! There's it, and a countdown in a real villain battle as Aang and Deku. Wait, how am I gonna do this? How should I do this? What are they doing over there? So yeah. Yang defeats is defeating the robots with mostly firebending, since that is probably the best, well, firebending and earth metal bending. I don't know if Yang has that, so actually no, not metal bending. He is destroying the robots with firebending, and then the teachers are just like, wait, who's this? Examining, as then they look through their things or their sheets, and they do not see him. Then Nezu's just like, wait, I think I know whose quirk this is. They're just like, wait, this is someone's quirk? Yes, it's Zuko Midoriya's quirk, I believe. His quirk is Halloween. He's able, well, I'm just gonna start naming off the abilities. He's able to generate any candy that he wants. He's able to talk to ghosts. He's able to summon people. And apparently, he's able to go into the worlds that he summons the people from. So they're just like, wait, what? What? His quirk? That's amazing. So then Deku places first place because Yang using his firebending and then using his wind bending to fan the flames. So yeah, and that's where I'm gonna leave this what if off. Like, subscribe, do all that, and peace, you beautiful souls.